Hi, I'm Alan, and this is Mora, a journey in time. Let's get on to Dev Diary 3. In last week's Dev Diary, we explored the outside world of Mora, or the beginnings of it anyway, and looked at the Azure Nature Pack on how it's really made the island come to life. Now this week, we're taking a deep dive into one of the Temporal Vaults, and we're going to look at how that's coming together as we've been building it during the week. I've been working hard along with the sound guy and the story guy this week, so we're going to explore some of the story behind Mora as well, and some of the sounds that we're introducing into the game, the music, but most importantly, the Karjuk language. That's something else that we're going to explore today. So, let's jump on in and see what we've got. So we can see here, this is basically getting started on the Temporal Vault. So what I've been doing, I was just laying down a load of floor pieces so that I can try and get a sense of how I wanted that room to look and how I wanted it to feel overall. What I actually did to get this process started is I had a chat with the story guy, and we came up with a brief of what we wanted to achieve in that level, and that's what we ended up doing. We ended up putting that down on paper and building the level around what we were trying to achieve and what we wanted the player to be able to do. I actually spent quite a bit of time bringing the prefabs in onto the scene and just putting them together and see how they looked. It took quite a long time to actually get the look and feel that I was looking for in the end. I got the feeling that the floor was a little too uniform, so I wanted to split it up so that the main rooms had a different flooring to the corridors. So this is what you can see me doing now, just playing around with this and then deciding on what I'm going to do and then swapping it out. I then spent a bit more time just putting more prefabs down, trying to get the look and feel right, and eventually it took shape and it looked how I wanted it to, so I could just build on that and move bits around. After the hard work was done, getting that initial design phase sorted out, the rest of it went together quite quickly, so I was just able to duplicate large sections of the wall that I'd already made and move them into position. I then started working on the rooms, and I wanted those to look a little bit different to the main corridors because they're different areas. They should have a different look and feel to them. So again, I went through the same process, and you can see in the background I put some prefabs down so I can see what they look like beside each other. And I just started building everything, trying to get a nice theme going, and then just built on that. And once I found something I liked, just carried on and duplicated and made the entire rooms. The rest of the clip that you see here, I'm just finishing off the general structure of these two rooms that I've been building. I put on the roof there on there as well. Now I stopped actually recording while I was doing the inside. I didn't realise how much space these videos take up when you're trying to get the B-roll in. Something I have to bear in mind for the future, but we've gone from this point where we had nothing. We put the tiles down on the floor, we started building the walls, looking at the story, what we're trying to achieve, and now we're at the point where we're going to go in game. We'll have a look at the hard work and see how it all turned out in the end. So let's go take a look. As you can see, things changed quite a bit. I managed to get a few props in, things around. I've added these obstacles here so you can jump up onto these platforms. Now this bit won't be in the final part of the game, but we'll jump around because we can't do ladder climbing at the moment. But what we're trying to do is teach the player how to move in this room, because this will be where the game starts for them. They'll wake up face down on the floor. And then there'll be some puzzles and some story to it. I won't spoil it all. But this is a room that's obviously got some oldie worldy stuff in there, but it's obviously got some modern stuff as well. Part of the alien tech. As we go through here, we can see the change that the lighting has made. And just getting every detail in, like these pillars in between the windows. You can see my prefabs lined up out there that I was using for testing. But again, different types of lights. We've got a blue type of light, and then we've got these ones here that are a lot brighter. And it really has made a big difference to this space, because when it was being built I just had all the lights on at once, and then getting the lighting done, it's really made the scene turn out really nice. I did say we'd go over the story of Mora. What is this journey in time? Well, the concept is actually very simple. Humans have grown to the point where they're the main power in the galaxy. They stand there unchallenged. And there's a small planet of very clever aliens who aren't very strong. They're not warriors. But they've got the intellect to make technology that humans can't even comprehend. So they scheme a plan where they're going to go back in time using technology they've created, and they're going to change human history so that humans never get to this point in power that they're in at the moment. And this is where the player comes in. The player is an agent of Mora, and the task is to stop these aliens, stop them ruining human history, but also to try and improve humans at this point as well, because as we know, with all great power, generally corruption comes in as well. So the agent of Mora is trying to fix both the timeline but also humanity. Now the concept of the game is about puzzles. It's about finding ways through things and enjoying the story, enjoying the music. And I've spent a lot of time this week talking with my story guy. He's actually a very good friend of mine who's very good at storytelling, and we've been developing this concept, this story that can really get the player involved. And then another good friend of mine who's very much into music, he's been developing the sound as well, trying to get this sound so it really draws you in, so you can feel like you're part of the game. So what about this new language? Well, the aliens on this planet are called the Karjuk. And what we want the player to be able to do is to be able to hear the sounds as the aliens are walking around and talking. But we also want this language to be translatable so that we can find the language as we go through the game, and we can start to uncover it. And some of the puzzles will actually require knowing this language to be able to complete them. Maybe the instructions will be in Karjuk and they need translating. So this is the concept we've got. And we've actually built a very simple system that will speak out the language, I should say. And it's based on a binary dialect. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this concept develops. But here's a sample. So that was Karjuk for May the Force be with you always. And this is the kind of thing that I want to get in this game, just fun little things that the player might enjoy doing. I'd also like to take a moment at the end of this dev diary this week to thank everybody for the support. The Discord has been growing, which is really nice. You can find the link in the description for that, and feel free to subscribe and like the video or leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you think something would be good in the game. We're still at the point where we can add nice ideas into it, because the development side hasn't really begun in earnest just yet. It's more of the planning side and starting to build. But just a personal note as well, before I started doing game development, before this project specifically, I always had it in my mind that I wasn't a creative person. And it's just brought to life that if you're passionate about something, if you enjoy something, then you can be creative. So for anybody who's feeling the same as I did 3 weeks ago, just jump in, have fun, start placing stuff down and see how it turns out. If it doesn't turn out well, start again and go for another round, because it's well worth it. But anyway, that's enough philosophy from me. So thanks ever so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.